Alright, good afternoon. This is a random middle of the week game that we ended up getting rescheduled here. It's going to be for our Tier 4 teams, Knights Templar versus Shiva, Knights Templar being EU. I think we just had some problems with scheduling through weekends, so we were able to actually get stuff rolling here. I am going to be the only caster and host for this afternoon. Guardian's Warcry here. Trying to provide whatever entertainment that I can give. Alright, so let me just get the stream set up open here on my end, and then we could probably get things started. I'm going to get ready checks moving as well, so that way by the time I have all my stuff ready to go, I can just dig right into this match. Our first map will be Nepal, though. And we're getting near the end of the season, too, so... we only got, like, what, 2 weeks left almost? Just over? Just 2 weeks? Yeah, just over 2 weeks. All right. Looks like we may be having... and I do not see the broadcast going, so right now I cannot quite see. Oh, it does now say live, but I think it's just being a little weird at the moment. Let's get chat opened up here. Excellent. All right. And it looks like we are seeing a roster change here. They've already given me all of their starting rosters, but it looks like we're going to be moving some stuff around here for Knights Templar. We're going to be bringing Wapuzi in instead of Raz. Dax. Oh, and it looks like Jupi is the one that's being brought out temporarily, and Rad's actually coming back in as support. I'm liking the fact that they have all Doomfists with freaking Reinhardt just ready to be going. Chat on... this is interesting, because I cannot... is it no longer broadcasting? Oh, it must have glitched out for a second there, because it set one up that was already recorded. Alright, so if you guys have made any comments in there, I have not yet seen it. I am sorry, because it was being weird. It's working. Perfect. Thanks there, Bell. Alright, I'm going to get a ready check over here, and we should be good to go. Alright. Now, we do have a couple of people that may end up, if they've watched previous games, we do have a couple of people that have, or at least one person that has a name change officially. Apollyon Games actually is now PJ Sky here. Made a recent name change. So if I end up saying Apollyon, that is who I'm referring to because, well... I'm just so used to it after how many seasons this guy has been with us. And I'm going to say temp, but it was something about skin in the past. Yeah, it's about foreskin. But he got his name banned here. So, I'm just going to refer to him as temp regardless. Ooh, I did not want to leave the game. Alright, we got ready check from the Knights, and it looks like we're about ready to have one come in from Shiva. Alright, we are good. Alright, Nepal here. I gotta turn up the volume on my machine because it's a little low. A little low.
Traveling to Nepal.
Alright, and we're gonna be starting on Sanctuary. And there is subtitles on, and I do not know why. I do not want subtitles. What is it? Is that gameplay options?
Ready for battle.
That's annoying. Subtitles, there we go. None, bitches. Soons. Thanks for the soons there, Robo.
5, 4, 3,
2, 1. And we are gonna see some Rhind Even. I guess they're gonna try and take advantage of some more of the Genji buffs before they officially take them out, since they were not actually officially gone live as of yesterday. Meanwhile, Shiva is going to be rocking a pharmacy. Actually, we're going to be seeing the two pharmacies going head-to-head in this one. Probably how that's going to play out.
get into position.
Oh, and coming in for a couple of directs from Hero Dax. Chef does take the cake, doesn't able to stop the res because they were in the middle of the reload. Meanwhile, Panda is really trying to help out with this pharmacy right now. But is that causing a problem? No, Caleb's got the ground, taking out both the other tanks. Meanwhile, his counterpart is helping out with this pharmacy. And they get capture and control of the very first fight. I don't know. I'd like to see that. It depends on who ends up losing this one. Right now, we are on the U.S. servers for the first map, because technically Shiva Academy is in the defending position for the thing here. And oh, and Chef gets taken out. I think both Spars only got one out of both of their barrages, so they've kind of evened up, except for Chef himself did get taken out. The boop was to no avail. They're backing out into that little room, which kind of gives them a little bit of reprieve. I mean, it gives Knights a little bit of space to actually get onto the point, but... Oh! And the Shatter Bomb! Putting a little pressure there on Hero Dax, get him out of the reins. It's one of the good things about having... Oh, and Ali gets caught by that charge. That's going to be no good. Another Dax barrage. Gets two, but taken out himself. Minus taking Panda out of the mech. That means that Shiva is going to actually be in one fight territory, but they do lose the point.
I'm restoring you.
Dax swapped over to the McCree to kind of deal with this pharmacy. Out comes the tire. Is it going to grab anybody? It grabs Wapuzi in the back room. And now they're just going to try and laser them all down. Oh, and Apollyon taken out of his blade. And this does end up giving them that one fight that they need, and we got a bomb ready to go here just to kind of prevent people from getting on point. Not that it was needed. So round 1 of map 1 goes to Shiva.
1-0. Ready for battle.
All systems operational. Diva, ready for combat. All right. Game face on.
Much obliged.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture.
Alright, Wapuzi's out the door, getting himself all set up here. Shiva does make it to point first. Able to get somewhat set up, but Temp does get taken out by Pharah immediately. That's going to draw out the res. So they can get super hyper aggressive here from the Knight side. Meanwhile, the tanks have actually pushed beyond their normal zone. Does cost Caleb his life.
I am on fire. I will lead us to victory.
Minus kind of guns down. So it didn't really matter here that Shiva was able to get 2 point and set up first. They kind of got a little split in that first battle there, which actually kind of cost the tank his life, and, or Caleb. Wapuzi is giving him no fucking, like, quarter. Doesn't even want to actually end up giving him an inch. It's just like, I'm just gonna come right out. It's good, he's preventing him from getting on point right now. Alright, he's turned his back. Out comes the shatter, but he does just miss Caleb. Sidestep, and the counter shatter. Meanwhile, Minus is taking out some of his damage line.
I am repaired.
Damage and
Looks like Sky got out.
touch from afar.
Oh, there's some interesting looking lag issues, I guess, from the servers watching him come out being on US servers for them. We got a bomb ready to go here, and it's coming out. And it grabs, technically 3? They do get the res up on 1. That may end up just, it was for the Pharah, so that way help Pharah try and get some more charge, but it does cost Radster their lives. Being the fact that the fight was over, it may have been probably a little bit better to kind of just let it go with the natural respawn and get out yourself. Because now both Hero Dax and Rad are gone, and I mean, she'll have a res for the next fight though. That's not a big deal. In come Knights for their second attempt at the take. Counter charge to block it. Nice stun from Caleb there. Out comes the visor. Seem to get anybody from that one, but Hero Dax preventing that res. Oh, nice little boop.
Convert on me.
Oh, and getting Chef down far enough that that little bit of splash was able to take herself out in the end.
Back online.
We got Shiva regrouping, getting themselves ready for their next attempt.
Where does it hurt?
Out comes the shatter, only grabs 1, and the counter shatter, followed by barrage and oh my god. Okay, there's just everything came out. 2 shatters, grab, 2 barrages. I think Coalescence came out during that one, and a Nano. Actually, I think both Coalescence came out during that one. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ults in that last few moments there, but that ends up giving Knights round 2.
1-1. Ready for battle.
It's always tough when you have those final moments, but you got so many ults ready to go. It's because everybody ends up basically having to dump it. Otherwise, like if you got no use out of it, hey, you know, you provided no value, obviously. But it's just funny when you come out with that whole like succession of mess for the all the ults all at once, because then it's just a luck of the draw almost. Who used them in the right order. Alright, and both teams are going to be meeting up by the shrine over here. The first fight does start taking place. Oh, stunned Wabuzi. But they're actually taking most of the ground right now. Both teams going with hit scan during this one rather than going with the Pharah. Both teams are losing quite a bit, but we do get the res off on Caleb, which is actually going to be huge for that presence at the point in time. They are 2 tanks to 1. Caleb's just going to try and chase down. Luckily, Temp ended up getting picked off. Panda just sitting there, just waiting, ever so patiently. Alright, coming up for a couple of little poke battle, letting probably the team know to rotate around because they're taking the top corner. Good scouting there by Panda. Alright, nice little burn coming out from Temp. And finished off by Panda. That's actually going to be huge, but now we got Chef with the triple. Chef Triple lives up to his name, getting the triple. Poor wording on that one. Shiva has a commanding presence still here. And they're being kind of forced to back out for a second, wait until the Reinhardt. He found him. Wasn't actually deceived by the sneak charge there. Now he's just running in. Oh, out comes the bomb though, grabbing 3. That is huge for Shiva. This is going to probably help secure their presence on board here. And it looks like Wapuzi is actually just completely surrounded. He's not going to be able to do much.
That'll learn you.
And that is going to give probably map 1 to, I don't think they're going to be able to get back in time. Yeah, map 1 goes to Shiva. So that ends up meaning that we're going to be going EU servers with the map choice going to,
Play of the game.
with the map choice going to Knights as well. So they're going to have double advantage on this one, having the map choice itself plus the yeah, that was pretty solid. The countered. It was well. That was a well countered play by Knights, because they came out with what it was. Shiva ended up starting off with their shatter first, and then it was a counter shatter to knock everybody down. And since everybody was already down, it was a nice, easy grab, you know, onto a whole bunch of them. But Chef trying to save the actual fight itself with a barrage, get counter barraged by Dax on that one. The timing and succession of how it all ended up going down was just very much in Knight's favor. They also ended up using more, I think, resources in that one, in the grand scheme of things. So more resources, I think, does end up coming out on top typically. But it was a good position for Dax to actually be in order to actually do the counterplay off. Alright, so we're going to end up seeing knights. Gimme your map. While I change the servers. We've just literally finished our very first map. So it is Shiva Academy is a 1-0 at the moment. We just ended up finishing Nepal and yeah. So let's see here. We're going to get a lobby. Data center. We're going to travel the world via the net. We're heading to the Netherlands. It's just the one that we choose for the EU. And we're going to Eichenwald as our hybrid map. So let's get that changed as well here. I think I've seen Knights pick Eichenwald majority of the time when it comes to their pick of the hybrid map. I can actually even check too. Interesting little tidbit of information while they're getting their teams sorted out as to who they are going to do some swaps, because I'm understanding there's a few swaps coming in. Actually, I may as well just, while I'm on the sheet too, add in the score from that map. Oh, sweet. They're actually both right together. That's excellent. Alright, so Nepal. Nepal. Win. Alright, so Eichenwald. They have... Oh, the other team picked Eichenwald. Yep, they picked Eichenwald. Oh, they've actually only lost twice, though, this season. Knights Templar is actually having a really good run this season, to be honest. With this last map in mind, they're actually at a +4 map differential, but I think sitting with a 50% win rate, actually, on overall games. Really? That's it. I feel like they actually won 1, 2... Yeah. Crazy. Oh, sorry. It's a 4-3. It started counting the extra loss because I put in the map for this one here on our sheet internally. But that is no matter. Let's check the... we do happen to have the changes in from the Knights. So we are bringing Rad back into the tank lineup instead of Wapuzi. But we're bringing Jupiters into support. Looks like we're going to be bringing Tumble in instead of Apollyon. Or I guess PG Sky now. And... just grab... we got ready check from one team and the second team. So here we go. We're good. Oh yeah, off to EU server land indeed. Getting to travel to the Netherlands. Say hello to your Viking brethren.
Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Alright, so we are going to be seeing... oh yeah, I forgot to actually mention it. Probably goes without saying at this point for those of you who are familiar with how the league works, but if anybody's new watching, Shiva is the one in yellow. We try to keep maintain at least some consistent team colors. It does change from time to time depending if they have the same colors. And then Knights Templar is in red.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
And you...
Defend objective A.
Well, for spanning that, guess what? Alright, so... Oh, and Tumble going for the long flank around.
This is not the time. Allow me to repair the damage.
Objective A captured.
What's I
Escort the payload.
Healing in hand. You're going to be okay.
Yeah, I agree there, Charlie. It's bots that are going in and spamming in messages and stuff like that, just really not obviously something that should be happening in Twitch chats at all. I mean, not only is it kind of against their terms and conditions to begin with, but... Oh, and was this the back shatter that ended up coming out? Oh, but a huge tire from Temp. They are going to be able to just roll this one all the way to point, I think, from this one. I think they're going to have their next fight right in front of those doors. Actually, this payload... Never mind. Moving backwards. I forgot Shiva is defending. Sorry, I was distracted because I was trying to make sure that I banned the bot that came in to spam bad messages and stuff like that. Oh, and another charge from the top ropes coming out. The shatter gets blocked. Ryan getting pulled too far. Now the fact that he's got visor to prevent anybody from coming over to save him. And they're actually got a good hold on this point here. Looks like Radio is actually Radistar is got to group up. He's getting a little bit of random poke damage hit on him from around the corner. They're successfully getting some of that. Maybe just a little early of a bubble there before he actually gets in. But the grab does come out, and here comes the blade. They went with a blade and the tire at the same time. They get 3, but... I mean, there's no mercy in the current round anyway, so... Oh, and Tumble. Whoa. Heavenly taking care of her fellow support there.
This will help. My will made real.
Getting ready for the next engagement here. We're seeing the, sorry, I actually have the movement for the cameras weird since we have buttons to play at everybody. Tumble gets the giant grenade kill onto the soldier there. That's going to give them a lot of space to start going in. Out comes the grab. I don't know why that didn't connect. I don't know if they actually happen to have needed the nano on that one, but it's going to give Caleb the extra confidence to run this Anna down. She gets out though. Tumble doesn't. Chef actually gets his revenge on Tumble for that gnarly little sneak nade pick on the bridge there. Gurking is not playing presently. I don't even think he's actually in the roster for today's match for Knights. I'd have to check after the round. Alright, and a shatter gets blocked, and then we got the flank visor that came out. And they got down to the last 60 seconds here, and these guys are holding it pretty much halfway through the... Oh, he finds Tumble! Nice shot on the aerial nades there. And he's going to be using this tire, 100%. He's waiting for it. Oh, he's just getting himself out. Okay, smart. And they got Grab, Tire, and High Noon for Knights right now, so they in the ult category they may actually have a pretty big advantage here. Oh, and that gets Caleb taken out in the back line. First tire comes out, the grab comes to try and counter, but she gets taken out during the process. This actually might be how Shiva ends up taking control of this. And I don't know if anybody can get back in time. Oh, there is a Junkrat that is around point. And they take him out. I don't think Radstar is able to get back in time. He just jumps off the ledge in general. Out comes the High Noon, but... Oh, no, he wasn't actually... He was knocked off, it looks like. Grab coming to prevent them from touching. Yeah, this is game over for this round.
Initiating match.
Awesome. All right. So, what we got here?
Ready for battle. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
And we're only just now seeing a Baptiste. Being the Baptiste is kind of like one of the strongest. We're going to be seeing Bastion at the same time. Oh, so it's only being whipped out because we're seeing... Excuse me.
Would you like the piece of cake?
Well, that sneeze came on really all of a sudden. But, of course, we only see the Baptiste when we decide to whip out the Bastion bunker. I'm surprised that we're not seeing him a little bit more, because he is like one of the strongest supports, basically, at the moment. In the current meta and stuff like that, but, eh. And they're going to keep this corner. They're going to make sure that people aren't going to end up going through. Yeah, that's true. Gold plat does make some sense too. But even still, like he's got some solid. Oh, and Rad ends up getting himself murdered there by chasing afterwards and getting himself kind of pincered between a couple of the Shiva teammates.
I'm on fire.
Hello there.
Yeah, it is T4, but even still, you think that, like, I don't know, it's still really strong. I mean, yes, it has got a high skill floor, but mainly because of the multitasking and aiming. But Immortality Field is still pretty huge, and so is his ability to heal, right? Like, groups of people. I mean, we see Anna. Anna's still got a high skill floor as well. Well, I don't think I don't think all of those have been set in stone just yet. And they're getting right to the end here, and this is gonna this might be a quick cap. He's gonna try and finish off, yeah, and that's map 2 to Shiva, so we're at a 2-0 for Shiva. Oh, you play for 3 of a kind. Okay, okay.
Play of the game.
T5's not exactly getting merged with a higher tier per se, because the options I think that are in the polls just end up meaning that the average goes a little bit higher, but not by much. Like, it's going what? Yeah, you've increased. Okay, so you've increased the. It would have from both options. It would be increased by like 150 SR for the team average, and then individuals have actually about 50 less SR. Oh, sorry, more SR than what they can have as their personal bests in both scenarios. I think one of them has actually got a mistake, because it's just like they have to be... Oh, I guess not, maybe. Either way. And, you know, at 3 of a kind, with the way that the things are changing and everything, like, it does kind of suck that T1 is not going to be getting, you know, its full glory or anything like that, because those are some of the best games, I think, to watch sometimes. The problem ends up being is that because T1 is such a small population of the actual Overwatch community, it's hard to have teams, and when teams end up, you know, dropping off or disbanding or anything, like, it seriously hurts the tier, rather than, like, you know, say our current tier 4, right? There's 6 teams. If we have one drop off, like, I think we had Kuroshi end up dropping off partway through the season, it wasn't as big a deal, because it was just like, okay, so we got 2 less games. We're still playing 8 games in a season or whatever. Hanamura is what we're going to be seeing next, by the way. But yeah, so, like... Whereas in, like, T4, T1, we had, like, maybe 4 teams at a given time, typically, most of the time. And if one drops, it's like, you just dropped a quarter of your games, or a third of your games. Which is kind of crazy, so... And we are also going to be switching back to NA servers. This is, gonna go back to some ping issues here for Knights Templar. Right now the score is 2-1 Shiva, so this could be their full-on 3-0 win. This could be match point for them. Or this is Knights Templar's chance to actually start turning things around and get a reverse sweep going. They've had a lot of really, really close fights, like mostly in map 1. Map 1, there was a lot of back and forth between the two. They didn't. Their attack was a lot stronger, I feel, than their defense on Eichenwald, because there was a little bit of back and forth on there, but they did kind of get stalled out partway through the streets phase of Eichenwald. But lots of good fights. They were able to get the first point with decent amount of time in their bank. So they're showing they can be a pretty good contender against Shiva, who's currently like drastically in the league. Like I don't think there's actually a way that. Guess we're doing no changes for them. Okay, cool. Drastically in the lead, I think, for our Tier 4 team. I don't think Shiva Academy can even actually lose first place at this point. They're at a what? 7-0 with a +20 map differential. Nutty. Yeah, no, they came in here gunning hard, being their first season here. And at the beginning too, like we pretty much saw like people sticking with Shiva. We pretty much saw them sticking to like pretty much like a tightly knit, like it's just these heroes. Like there was always the Reaper. I think the McCree. No, it was the Reaper and Ashe quite a lot of the time. Occasionally, I think there was like a Genji or something like that. But now we're starting to see Chef switch off to Pharah, Soldier, things like that. Because I know Chef was primarily between Ashe and Reaper himself when they first joined in. Caleb's a fantastic tank, and being able to actually have a main tank that's able to maintain the ground when you have a Pharah, and you're doing the two pharmacies doing the battle, the Panda is able to actually pretty much get into the sky and not have to worry so much about the ground team to try and help out with controlling the enemy Pharah. Like you gotta the tank lineup is going to be pretty strong at this elo, especially. That's going to be a big make or break point, I feel, in this tier. All right, that's one ready from one team. Ooh. And there's the second ready. So let's get Hanamura undergo. Again, we're going to be seeing Shiva on the defense first. Panda's got some good control. Like I think, like I like to think the whole main tank off tank thing is kind of like, right? Like we always end up talking about space and stuff like that, where it's like main tank is kind of like making the space and taking the space, whereas the off tank is more so of denying space. And I think Panda does a great job at that because, for instance, like I'll use that first map as the key thing. Every time that their hero Dax was on Pharah and they ended up having it, Panda was able to, while Panda was on Diva at least, right? Panda was trying to deny that aerial space for the Pharah as much as he could. Now, granted, Chef was also in the air as a Pharah, trying to deny that, but you basically now you're at a 3v2, right? So it's been it was pretty fantastic. And then the Zarya play also still, like when we went to Shrine on Nepal, still gunning down that far away. I mean, anytime they try to get anywhere near point, the Zarya was able to do so. Oh, and we got Temp, who's taking up shop in the dumpling hut. Oh, and that's a huge chunk of charge for Minus right now. Oh, and that is an early tire from Temp. And that's going to shut this push down right away. They're not going to want to let Minus get out. If they let Minus get back there, they're going to have to... They're not going to be able to do anything about it. But that's actually great for the Knights, because Minus having such high charge, they're able to get back into the next fight already in that charge lead, right? Alright, they're pushing in. They got the Coalescence that came out. Oh, and the Shatter gets shut down. Ali taking out the final blow to make sure that Caleb did not get that off. Caleb, Chef, I think, is literally just trying to get what charge he can on his ult. That way he can get his Bob on point, because I think that's going to be what he's going to need in order to get working. But he's got Genji on his ass. Minus back in the fray of things. Ends up grabbing both the tank and the remaining support. That actually just secures the point A right there for them. And it looks like they will be starting to try and take the high ground. Chef has spotted the Genji taking the right-hand flank. Oh, and that's just a chunk of damage coming out from that Junkrat. Shadow leaves the group just to try and get... Oh, it didn't matter. They were going for the grab tire combo in that one anyways, so the call-out must have been made. Shadow's like, fine, you guys shouldn't need me. You guys got Ana. Jumps down to try and control Hero Dax off that Genji. Caleb letting Genji get some of that poke. I have a feeling he's going to turn around and be like, oh yeah, come in with that blade. Get your blade quick so I can slam it down on you. And a Shatter comes out, but doesn't really get too many picks. Radstar. I think that Tire finished off the one, but we still got the Genji blade that's coming up. Everybody's resetting up back up top. It's always smart to be kind of getting yourself repositioned back up here. You could always end up dropping down. Oh, and he just misses the burn on him. He's now behind them. I don't know if he does get himself out. Now they've moved themselves to point.
Restoring you.
Minus just kind of camping out. Did he actually end up having a good charge? Nah, he's got not a whole lot of charge at the moment. Coming in for another attempt. They still got a good chunk of time though. They got 2 minutes and 2 ticks. They just got to get another one. Oh, and that's 2 solid picks to start the fight off with. Bob does come out on point. Genji Blade ends up helping to burn down that Bob. Temp's Tire comes out to try and grab the 2 tanks, but Bubble and the shield protect them. Oh, and the counter grab comes out. Right now we're in dire straits right now for Shiva as they got, well, they're getting their men back, so they're kind of coming back into this whole thing. Oh, Jupiter's goes down. That's not going to look good for Knights. And Shiva does stabilize. That, spawn advantage in 2CP is a real bitch, but 97% capture percentage on that one. That's a close one. But they have a couple of good ults that could actually help them get through that yet again. It's going to be a matter of timing for order of use on these things, building up your next couple ones that are coming up. Like you don't want to be burning all of them simultaneously, because then you're just going to have them all coming out simultaneously. Or when they start coming out staggered even, you don't have anything to kind of make quick kills with. So we got Bob, Blade, Shatter. Oh, and Blade, yeah, sorry, Tire. And that's Diva Bomb. See, now they have nothing here for Knights to actually try and, like, start taking the ones that are staggered coming in from the spawn. They have nothing to take care of them quickly enough, right? So that's precisely why when you end up coming into these points here, you either try to go for in succession. Oh, there, not there in time. Oh, nice little shot there from Temp.
Get into position.
But they burned every single ult simultaneously just to try and wipe out the team. And if you don't end up getting, you know, the whole wipeout thing going, I mean, as soon as people start coming back out onto point, you don't have anything to quickly burn them down per se.
Ready for battle. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I'll enjoy the quiet while it lasts.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Alright, we got the wall. Dax getting the wall up. Not really helping so much because the teleporter did happen to come out. I mean, they are getting the picks they need, but it didn't stop them from getting to point. Oh, and Zarya might... Well, nah, no. I was going to say with the enemy Zarya there. It was a good attempt, good attempt.
In my approach.
Oh, and they are just gonna continue to come in. They're gonna want to take advantage of their numbers that they actually happen to have here. Oh! And Heavenly Ares ends up falling victim to a falling grenade. This is gonna be Stagger City, I think, at this point in time for both teams. We got Hero Dax accidentally gets himself killed here. Tyre comes out and grabs Jupy. This should be going to Shiva, yeah.
Objective A captured. New defense point. Objective B.
Alright, Shiva here is coming in for a tire. Grabs 3, but that's definitely gonna stop the push here. And this is gonna give them time to just kind of like push out, grab the last few kills, get some extra ult charge.
You should be at peak performance levels.
Ratted a little playful teabagging in the back there. And yes, for those watching, both captains did agree to BM from what we're told here. Both teams being good sportsmanship like that. I like captains are all good for the BM. Alright, they've gone the right-hand side with the teleporter. Shatter comes out, gets blocked. Followed by grab to kind of make up for it. Another Shatter already. That's what happens when you have a giant group of people in a grab that you're able to just swing through. But it looks like here, Caleb gets out with his own Shatter, taking out a couple of them. Another tire. Nicely rotated around the tank there from Temp. Tumble does end up taking out the counterpart to try and even things up. Another grab able to come out, and there might actually be able to continue to secure this if they continue to pick people out one by one. There's a lot of time for the ult charge, for the point to charge up. They just group up and kind of come out as an entire group before. Oh, and a nice little pick from Hero. Sorry, pick. A couple picks from Hero Dax. That might actually help out their point. Actually, no, there's good numbers for Shiva on point. And if they continue to be able to pick people off one by one like this and slowly gain a little bit, like, their momentum looks pretty good at the moment. Now that majority of Knights are out, should be able to start getting some of these picks off. And they got a Pharah now in the air to have to deal with. And they should be able to stabilize this. And they prevent actually from any ticks. Knights with a solid defense there.
Clearing the area. Best shot. Allow me to repair the damage. Go.
Ready to activate the sound barrier. Double time.
I cast this forth. Healing stream engaged.
Oh, and a little spin from Caleb there to try and take out those mines before letting the team actually go in. Did stall things off. We're going to be seeing another grab coming up from Jupy. Sorry, from Jupy Panda. Wow. He's not even on the right roll. Oh, and this is actually looking really good for them. They're going to be able to start staggering this yet again. Okay, they finally get their first point. Beat comes out. One pick actually does go off on the Junkrat. Out. High noon, but Chef ends up dropping off of the ledge. Oh, out comes the grab, but there's not really much there to follow up at the time. Charge comes through, though. And they're still getting the picks that they happen to need through this fight. Oh, will this be it? We are in the final, like, people coming out to stagger, just struggling right now to kind of keep this thing alive. And that ends up being match and point for Shiva Academy. Another 3-0 win in their books. I think that makes, what, 1, 2, 3, 4... This will be the 5th 3-0 match they've played. Which now puts them at a whopping 22 map differential with 8 wins. They got 2 games left. They have yet to drop a single match. So they have Hysteria coming up next. And then, oh wait, these actually may be a little different because we hadn't, we did a redo of the schedule and I haven't changed this thing first, so. But I think they, yeah, I think they still play Hysteria next regardless. A master schedule over here real quick here and take a little gander. Shiva Academy. Yeah, so... Wait, was this a... So you guys ended up... Because you have a game versus Knights Templar on 8-8. And there was another one that you guys played back at the beginning of July. So I'm assuming this is the 8-8 game that got pushed back to... Except for that's got a different... starting map. Something's a little messy here. Because you guys have already played. I'm gonna have to end up figure that one out. But anyways, this weekend they will be playing on the 2nd, 8 p.m. They will be playing Hysteria, and then they have Fenrir Guard in order to try. And both teams have already lost to Shiva. Are they going to be able to get them back? We do not know. Tune in to find out. Same bat channel. Alright, so for MVPs and everything, fuck. Alright. I wholeheartedly am going to go with Panda's Box for my choice of MVP. Their control of fights, both denial and aggression, I think ended up being a huge part of Shiva's success today. I mean, they have a pretty gnarly team as a whole anyways, but I think that is my current MVP choice. Otherwise, I would end up giving probably Chef my honorable mention for Shiva, and Knights I'd give Dax my honorable mention. So let's get these in here. Alright, let's get this posted real quick. Alright, posted that there. Now, if I'm looking at the schedule, I don't think we have anything... We have a whole bunch starting Friday night. Sorry, Thursday night. Oh wow, I'm looking at the wrong friggin' week. We're not in August yet. What am I thinking? I'm an idiot. Alright, so... We have... Yeah, starting Friday night, we're going to be starting with Shiva yet again, but it's their Tier 3 team, not the T4 team that we have here, versus Brave Vesperia. And then we'll have a whole slew of games throughout the weekend. Knights actually have a game both Saturday and Sunday again, so you can come back and see them. Looks like 3 o'clock and 2:30, so around the same time period as what we ended up starting with today. We got 2 T5 games, and Berserkers will play Brave Vesperia, potentially, depending on what's happening with Berserkers. It's a unknown variable at this point in time, and then we'll end it off with Shiva Academy coming back at the end of the weekend for Sunday night rematch versus Hysteria. So I have been your host, Mr. Warcry, and yeah, enjoy your rest of your guys' day.